Hi there, this is the RPS project. I'm Richard, and today I'm going to be looking at my box. My computer needs, well, it doesn't need, but I'm going to give it a little bit of an upgrade. The machine I put together a couple of years ago now, just under 2 years ago, and it's got a SSD in there, hard disk drive, it's got a i5 7600. When I first put it together, I did get a combo sort of purchase where you buy a motherboard and it gets some RAM and a processor in it, but it had the i3 6100. But I got that because it gave me a better deal on getting that motherboard, which is the Asus Prime B250 250M-K, which is a great motherboard. It's fairly well featured and does what I want it to. The processor got upgraded to a i5 7600, give it a bit more go, and I put some more RAM in it back then, and this is going back a little while. I don't know, what did I do, year and a half ago something. I had it for about 6 months and I did that upgrade because I wanted it to be a bit better performance, a bit more mid-range. Now the SSD, when I originally did it, was this little thing. It's the Western Digital Green 120GB SATA 3 unit, and it works great. It's a nice little SSD. It is though at the bottom end of the market. It's but Western Digital do very good drives and SSDs. But I want to upgrade that. I want something a bit better. Always been looking to get something else. Now I have got something else, but the difference is going to be performance and the price. Now this thing, when I first bought it, believe it or not, and this is going back March 2017, was about 60 odd pounds, £62, something like that. It's around about that sort of price. So coming up to 2 years ago, that's how much this was costing. What I really wanted was something like an NVMe drive, because the Prime B250M/K motherboard does actually have a slot for the NVMe drive. Not just a SATA, not just an M.2 SATA, but an M.2 NVMe drive. And that's what I've now got. Now amazingly, as I said, this thing cost me just over 60 quid 2 years ago, and it's effectively the bottom end of their range. This being the higher performance Western Digital Black NVMe SSD at it's 250 gig. This one cost me £60. Yet when I bought this one, I couldn't afford this one. Not a chance on it. I'm not even sure what the price was. I didn't even look at it. I just went, yeah, can't afford that. But now I've got it. So now I'm going to do the upgrade, put this in there, and then clone this drive onto this drive and see what sort of performance boost I get. Hopefully it'll be a lot better. And even though it works really well and it's a really quick machine as far as I'm concerned, especially considering my old machine, which had a Pentium 4 in it. Yeah, Pentium 4. But never mind. So this machine is miles better than that, but hopefully this will make it even better, give me much better performance. I'm also going to upgrade the heatsink for the processor, because at the moment I've got the stock cooler on there, and I'm going to put on it this Pure Rock Slim Be Quiet cooler on there. I was having a look at it just to make sure that it would fit okay, because you think, yeah, it'll fit in that thing, but don't forget this is an older case, so the layout's a little bit different. You know, you can't take stuff out, it's not modular like some of the ones, and you don't get to take the side case off, you only get to take the one side off, so you only get access from one side. So that's why I went for this thing instead of something a little bit fancier that requires a back bracket, because that would mean having to take the whole motherboard out and everything and do a lot more messing about. So the Be Quiet Pure Rock Slim is what's going to do the job. So yeah, enough about that messing about and talking about the thing. I suppose I better get on and actually get it installed. So here we go. I've got the box ready. I've got some spray duster, screwdriver, some cotton buds and stuff, and what else have I got? Some cleaner for cleaning off the goo from the processor when I changed the heatsink, the cooler, the CPU cooler. Now this thing, get that way, I was going to put my own heatsink compound, grease, whatever you want to call it, on there, but I can't find it. I've got some hanging around somewhere, so actually I'm just going to leave the thermal grease that comes with this on there and just use that. Well, it's on there, it's ready to go. Why shouldn't they use good quality heatsink compound? I'm sure it'll be just fine. So just going to go with what's already on this unit and see what we get from that. Otherwise I'll have to postpone this recording, this video in, and get some more compound, or dig through every box that I can find and find the stuff I've got. So I'm just going to go with what's in here. So let's get the side off and do the thumb screws first. That's one. And two. Now, as you can see, this is an older case. I think I've talked about this case before when I changed the processor. It's an Antec Sonata, but it's a great little case. I like it. It's not a bad case. Now, before I go any further, let's get the anti-static rift strap on. So I definitely want that on. Work inside your computer, always put some sort of anti-static control in there. It's a bit dusty, it's a little bit of dust and dirt in here, but shouldn't be too bad. So what I'm going to do first actually is to take out things like the graphics card and the sound card. Yes, I've got a sound card in here, believe it or not. I don't see why we shouldn't. Yeah, the motherboards have good onboard audio these days, but I'm one of those people that likes to have a sound card. So let's just tidy up here. I like to have a sound card in my system, so just got to take this out. Very simple to get this out. Unplug the heart HD audio, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the can of duster and give it a quick spray. There's a bit of dust on there. Yeah, that'll do. I think that should be all right. There's a little bit of dust on there still, but one of those things, you can't remove everything. Get rid of that lid. Then I'm going to take my graphics card out. It's a GT 1030. I know it's a little bit low key, as it were, but it's what I could afford at the time. It's what I got. So there you go. Get what you can afford and put that in, and then upgrade later when you get the chance. I just need to undo that back clip. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a bit of dust in that. I don't know if you can see that. There's definitely a bit of dust build up on that. So I know this is out of shot, but I'll just blast the worst out of that to give that the edge of the fans a bit of a clean, because they seem to pick up quite badly. the crap that can build up on there. Should use a cloth maybe, but it works just as well with my fingers. I know I'm meant to be putting in this NVMe, but I just need a bit of space to be able to get it in there. And it's always nice to give your machine a bit of a clean out once in a while. There we go. So I'll start put that over there. Now, like I say, I'm going to change the cooler, the CPU cooler. Just give this fan a bit of a scrape off. There's a little bit of dust build up on there. Not much, just a little bit. Nice fan this as well, this one. It's nice and silent, this M.2 case fan. So, I suppose I better pull this cooler unit off the CPU so I can put the other one on. Yeah, just go for it, I suppose. Should have got a flathead screwdriver, make it a bit easier, because that's pull that. Now that pinhead is stuck in a bit. There we go, got that. And then it should just, because I've turned the lugs round, pull them up. Should release it to come out. Certainly hope so, because it's been a bit of a bugger. There we go. I got it. That's off. So now I will need to give that CPU a bit of a clean out. You can see I've got a bit of dust build up round it. Just going to get a cotton bud and just give it a bit of a clean. Don't want to be poking in it too much, just to give it a bit of a clean off. Yeah. It's amazing how much dust and dirt gets built up in one of these things. But, well, that looks alright. So what I'm going to do now is get the cleaning fluid on there and clean off the CPU. I wonder if I can just zoom in a bit without knocking this completely off. Yeah, there we go. Tiny bit of cleaning fluid on this cloth, and we will gently wipe that clean. Ready for the next cooler unit to go on there. So nice and gently does it. And there you can see a clean give it a wipe off with one of these. Just want to make sure it's nice and clear. Give me another cloth on these things, just to make sure it's not got any residue from the cleaner fluid on there. And that seems to be about it. Now, I always fret about doing things like this, because you want it to be just right, don't you? You know, I don't want to be messing it up. Well, that looks alright, that's done it. Now, before I put the new cooler unit back on, start putting this back together, I need to put my NVMe, sorry, wrong way up, my NVMe Western Digital Black M.2 drive in there. Now this thing, oddly enough, to get the screws for it, has actually got a little post, a support post, because this bracket doesn't sit right next to the motherboard when it's in there. So I'm going to have to put this tiny little support bracket in there on this motherboard, which is the Asus Prime B250M/K, which is what the motherboard is in here. I need to just put that in there so I can get it in. Just going to do it by hand, finger tight, don't need to mess about overdoing it. That seems to be on there on the 2280 slot, which is down in there. It sort of tells you on the motherboard, it does say. Sorry about the jaunty angle, can't really get the camera in a better angle than this, especially with the lighting I've got. And then we take out the M.2 drive. Anti-static wristband on, pick that up, gently push that into the slot. Now I've got the little screw that goes on the end and a screwdriver. See if I can get that on without any messing about. Don't drop it in there. Push that down. And screw that in. That's my M.2 SSD drive actually installed. Having done that, I now need to put a cooler back on the CPU, which of course is going to be this thing, the Pure Rock. So get this out of its box. Now, I did have a look, there we go, at this to determine how I meant to fit it. I suppose I should have read the instructions properly, shouldn't I? Because I've got to work out which way this fan's got to go on. I think it's like that, with that sitting onto the unit. Well, sure I'll find out. Brackets, yeah, I'm going to need brackets. Instructions. Now, yeah, I think these are in every language you could possibly think of. So, oh, there's English. Marvellous. Instructions. Well, certainly hope not. Yeah, I think it's just a case of push down and then fix the fix it on like pictures show. You know, like that, thermal compound. Fix it down, push the bits in, then attach the fan. And that's if you got AMD. It says Intel. Looks fairly straightforward. So yeah, let's start off by deciding to orientate this See, I couldn't decide whether I was going to put it like this, with the fan on the top here, this side, or should I put it this side with the fan down, but then really the case fan's here. It's a small board, it's a micro ATX I think. So I might put the fan with it this side. Shouldn't have any issues with that there. So I've got to have it with the flats turned back, yeah. So that's about it, right? Okay, so thermal compound is already on the bottom. That's what I'm going to use. This compound that's already on here. Just need to line it up and make sure that it goes on nice and squarely. Having difficulties. So that is sat down, I hope. Goodness me. You can see why you'd normally do this inside the box. No, outside the box, sorry. Because it's a bit fiddly. So all I've got to do now is supposedly push these down. Come on, the bugger, go in. Why isn't this one going in? That one's gone on alright. Are they all on properly? I think they are, seem to be on. Yeah, I think I've got them all on. It's a bit tricky, that one. Just they didn't quite want to sit down properly, but it does seem to be on there properly. Now I've just got to put the fan on using the brackets provided. Don't need that bit. Just imagine these are going to go sort of fun, aren't they? How am I meant to get these bits on? These go. Well, let's get the fan. Well, the fan goes like that, and the header's over here. So I could try to do it so it's wound over, so there's less movement of the of this wire. So yeah, I think I'll do it that way. So that's going to go on there. How on earth do you get this on? This just doesn't... I can't work out this bracket. It's like it's folded the wrong way. I'd expect it to be like that, but with the hooks the other way in. Yeah, makes no sense at all. They're both exactly the same. They are. Well, okay, let's do this. Put that there. Can I work this out? I must admit. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll get it now. It's a bit of a... acts like a clip, this bit. You have to pull it back until it fits on. So, yeah, there you go. Oh well. So, just pull this bit of fan sitting flat. Not in properly, is it that one? There we go, seems to be on there. Just got to get the fan lead round into that header. To come over the top like so, and it's a little bit strained. That I might have to take this fan off and put it on a slightly different angle. I worked out how this fan clip works. Undo that side. Undo that side. Just gonna have to have it angled over one. Just means that cable's going to be a little bit loose, but never mind. Clip number one on. These are definitely a bit fiddly to get in, especially when it's already in the box. But that's just the way it is today. Get the clip in the right place. Come on, you bugger, get in there. There we go. And get the fan header clipped in. There we go. There's the cable's out the way enough, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Suppose I better get and put the other bits back in now. Put the graphics card back in. Find its slot. Put the screw back in. The graphics card. There's all that one, I think. This goes in there. Just connect that on. And then slot that in there. Well, managed to get all the bits back in. Of course, I've then got to turn it on and make sure it all works, which is also the slightly scary thing, because I always worry about stuff like that. You know, you put some other bits in or change some parts, you want to make sure that the seam's solid enough. It's not going anywhere. Putting it back together, putting it on. Let's stand it up. Just get me my can of air. Fight with the thing now. I'm just going to blast out from the back here. Yeah, I always get build up of dust and dirt and stuff. So yeah, that's have a little bit of a clean out, and we've now got the NVMe drive in there and a new cooler. So it's a case of just, I suppose, get the side on, turn it on, and see if it works.